is the reason you're not yet in tech because coding is not your thing, and you believe that without coding, you cannot get into tech. Well, the reason I'm making this video is to debunk that lie. This is a second follow-up video that I'm making from an initial video that I made, and in that initial video, I listed some areas in tech that you can use to get into tech without necessarily knowing how to code. And in this video, I'll be focusing on tech project management. Now, the reason why a lot of tech projects fail is not because of bad development, it's not because of bad coding, it's because of poor management. This is where a tech project manager comes into the picture. Now, project management is basically planning and organizing projects, ensuring that the project is delivered the exact way that it's supposed to be delivered and delivered when it's supposed to be delivered. That's purely tech project. That's purely project management. And I also want you to note that the project manager is not the one developing the product. He's not the one doing the coding. All he's doing is to ensure that the right people are getting the right work done and that they are getting it done at the right time and that they meet deadlines and targets. That's basically, in a nutshell, is the job of the project manager. Why is a tech project management role important? The tech project management role is important because while the developer is busy developing the product, somebody has to manage timeline, somebody has to organize and plan the project, somebody has to communicate with stakeholders. The stakeholders can be the person or the people financing the project. It could be top management of the company, top executives. It could be the potential users of the product, right, or the tech product. While the developer is developing, somebody has to ensure that these people are well fed with updates on how the project is going. Somebody has to also manage the risk of the project to ensure that whenever anything goes wrong, that he put things in place to ensure that things come back on track and ensure that things go as smoothly as they are supposed to. Now, another question that you might ask is this: what do project managers do? Project managers basically take a big project and reduce this big project into little chunks of tasks and then assigns this task to the right set of people. And when he does this, he monitors them and then gives daily, weekly reports to the right set of people, so the stakeholders, like we have explained earlier. And like I said earlier also, one of the things that he does is to manage the risk of the project. Without the structure, even the brightest of ideas will fail. So it is the project manager that ensures that the project succeeds, because without him, we'll just build tech products that are not useful. So these are the things that the project manager does. The question is this: how then do you become a project manager? To become a project manager, you have to learn certain key things. You need to learn the basics of project management. You need to learn how to plan, project management planning. You need to learn how to manage risk. You need to learn how to coordinate teams. You need to learn how to properly communicate with the teams, and you also need to learn how to properly communicate with outside stakeholders. These are some of the basics of project management. And then after this, the next thing that you will have to learn is to learn some tools that project managers use, that project teams use to coordinate their work and coordinate their projects. And some of these tools are tools like Trello. We also have tools like Asana, and we also have tools like Jira. These are project management tools, and project managers and project teams use these tools to communicate, organize their teams, come up with reports on the status update of the project and stuff like that. And then after this, you then learn some basic things in tech. You learn basic things like tech terminologies, right? What are some of the terms that tech guys use, especially if you're going to be getting into, if the projects that you'll be handling are mainly software, you need to learn some of these, the basics of software development. You need to learn these tech terms. You also need to learn how to coordinate teams. right? How to communicate with teams. The execution of a project basically cuts across various teams. It doesn't just entail the tech team. The finance team might also be part of it, because the finance team might also come in when it comes to budgeting. You also have operations team. There are different teams. So you are going to be the middleman between the tech developers and these other teams. So you need to learn how to coordinate your tech team and also cross-communicate with these other teams. So team management is very key if you must become a successful project manager. And then after this, the next thing is for you to start small. Start managing very little projects, start managing little tasks, start volunteering. And after this, I think you are ready to scale up to become a big project manager. Once you've done all of this, I also want you to realize that tech project management is not a soft role in any way. For you to be a successful tech project manager, you need to be disciplined. You need to learn problem solving, because for every project that you manage, you will have different problems. You have different challenges, and the challenges that you have in project A might be totally different from the ones that you have in project B. Different projects come with their own different problems, so you need to be a very big problem solver. And one last thing that you must have is communication skills. You need to learn how to communicate in patience, and you need to learn how to communicate clearly. You need to be able to listen to your stakeholders, properly interpret what they're telling you, and ensure that the exact information you get from the stakeholders is the exact thing that is translated into the product or the project. I think once you get all of this sorted, you're on your way to becoming a good tech project manager. Let us know in the comment section if this video was helpful, and also let us know what is holding you back from getting into tech.